All right, guys, I'm hanging out at the store today, and we got this new thing we're doing at the store where the team, each month, they're picking 5 albums that mean something to them, whatever that may be. First record, last record, best record, worst record, mom's record. I don't know. It means something to them, and they're picking 5 each month. We started this last month. We're putting it into a bin that we call Staff's Picks, and we're giving 10% off, 10% off that record for that month. So last month we started it. We didn't do a lot with it. So this month we're going to try to do a little more with it, meaning that we're going to try to tell you some of the stories behind the albums. So I don't know that they're all going to do videos, but I thought this would be a great chance to put a video on my YouTube page. So we're going to post this on the YouTube page, share it on the Soundtracks Facebook page, and I just want to kind of show you my 5 records for the month. Last month, I let Chloe pick my 5 because her schedule is such now that she's a full-time student. She's not really going to be at work here much, and we just started it, and she just seemed like, oh, I'd like to do that. So last month, I let her pick my 5. So this month, I'm picking my 5. Let's take a look, and let me tell you the stories behind it. All right, my first one is Foreigner, their debut album. So I was a huge Foreigner fan when this record came out. I had a belt buckle of Foreigner. I had a T-shirt of Foreigner. I don't even need Double Vision to make them my favorite group. They were my favorite band, instantly my favorite band when this album came out. Long, Long Way From Home on this album is probably my favorite. Cold as Ice, Feels Like the First Time is both on there. Foreigner was actually my first concert I ever went to. That was during the Double Vision tour, though not this tour. So this one is in my picks, and I put the original master recording in there. So you get to save 10% off the best sounding one that we have in the store here. Foreigner, the debut album. All right, next up we got some REO Speedwagon, A Decade of Rock and Roll, 1970 to 1980. And let me just tell you, this side 4 right there, Roll the Change, It's Time for Me to Fly, Say Let Me Say Goodnight, Only Strong Survive, and Back on the Road Again. I probably played that thing 5,236,000 times when this album was released. At one point in time, if you would have asked me what my favorite song of all time was, Time for Me to Fly would have been the answer. Also, when I was in gym class back in school, I know they had gym back then, we used to get to bring records in for when we would run laps. So I would take in Keep Pushing and Ride in the Storm Out, and it got played. They liked my choices, so they played those a lot. So I used to run laps in gym in Michigan, indoors, in the heat, to those songs. So this one is on sale this month, 10% off. This one's a bootleg. Aerosmith, Losing Touch, but it's live at the Michigan Palace, Detroit, April 14th, 1974. Now, I don't remember this one. I'm not that old, I guess you might say. But the Michigan Palace is a legendary theater. I'm pretty sure you're going to have to Google me, so you can fact check me on this one. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I think Elvis and the Beatles both played the Michigan Palace. I know Led Zeppelin played it. That was just a iconic live music venue back in those early 70s days. So that's why we picked that one. Then we got Bon Jovi, Crush. In my opinion, the last great record. I mean, he's had some good music, but he got a little softer after this. Even did a little bit of country. This is the last great Bon Jovi. Still has Richie Sambora on guitar, and it's just a great record. So I thought, let's pick some hairband. Except this is hairband music from the 90s. Actually, this album came out in what was it? Let's see if I can see a date on there. It does not say on here because this is a 2014 reissue. It doesn't give the original date. So. But It's My Life, great song. Say It Isn't So, great song. Two Story Town, great song. Just Older, great song. He had a DVD, VHS concert release for that tour as well. And let's get some Bon Jovi on here. 10% off Bon Jovi. And then if you guys follow my channel, my store, my Friday flips, my Tuesday flips, you know that I am a K-Tel junkie. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. And this record I had when I was a little boy, and I played the crap out of this thing. So it's probably only like a $3 or $4 record. So you're probably only going to save, 50 cents. But it's got all the hits of the day. And this one came out, 1979? Yeah, 1979. So it's got a lot of top hits from 78 into 79. And it would be like, see, radio back in the day, let me talk with you for just a second. Radio back in the day, there were top 40 radio stations, and they would play all genres of music on the same station. Like, if Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers had a crossover hit, you would hear it on the same station as you would hear Foreigner's Double Vision, as you would hear Kiss, as you would hear disco from the Bee Gees, soundtrack music from Olivia Newton-John, you would hear it all on the same station. It was a top 40 station, and that's what those K-Tel records are kind of like. So it's kind of like a timepiece for me, and it takes me back to those days and those radio stations. It was WDRQ 93 in Detroit was the station. They used to do the American Top 40 with Casey Kasem every week as well, and we always listened to that. So that's why we picked the K-Tel record. Just thought we'd have a little bit of fun. That's the whole idea behind this thing, is to have a little bit of fun with it. So I invite you, when you stop in, check out the staff picks. It's got its own little bin sitting here in the doorway between the VHS room and the audio equipment room. There it is. And flip through, take advantage of 10% off. And even if you're not buying, whoever's on staff that day, ask them why. Ask them why. There's a story behind these songs and these records. All right, tell me yours. What would be yours? Like if you were picking a top 5, or not even a top 5, but a special 5 that you wanted to put on sale at the record store this week, what would that be? Let me know in the comments below. All right, we'll talk to you soon.